Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Today's video hopefully will be a quick one. A, because it's freezing out here, you'll tell by the snow on the cars. And because I don't particularly want to dwell on this one. There's a bit of a story with this car, isn't there always? You might remember my Jaguar X-Type from our road trip to Wales. That's been sat around down the farm, had an engine management light on, of course, because I blanked the EGR. And yeah, we're trying to get rid of it, just kind of do a little Facebook marketplace, just flog it on for someone to use. And no one wanted to buy it. The Facebook marketplace is the home of being offered swaps. This is my other half deals with these things on Facebook marketplace because I frankly wouldn't have the patience for it. And she was offered a Passat estate. She thought, oh, well, Passat estate would be, you know, good. People like estates and, you know, it's a Volkswagen. People like Volkswagens. I said, all right, fine, whatever you want to do. This was on a Sunday when the last thing I want to be thinking about is work, really. And yeah, so she had this car. She said, oh, it's been lowered and it's got some, like, it's a bit bad boy racer-ish. I was like, okay, well, you know, you decide. I don't really care. It wasn't a hugely expensive car, the Jaguar X-Type. So if it hasn't got an engine management light on it, probably, and it's got a long MOT, it probably will be easy to sell. She said, oh, it does seem, I think, she said something about the boot not working and it needs a zip tie or whatever. And that's probably just getting impatient. I was like, whatever, do it. So what I'm trying to point out here is she'd like you all to know that this is very much my fault and not hers, for the reason I am now stuck with this monstrosity. Yeah, not feeling very positive about this one. But hey ho, you know, there's always somewhere to go with it. Enough waffling, I suppose. I'll show you the car. So it is a 1999 Volkswagen Passat, and this is a 1.8 20 valve, but for some reason that makes it 123 horsepower. It's certainly not the 1.8 that you'd have in the GTIs and things like that. No, this is not that. And as you can tell, it's been lowered. I don't know if they're the original wheels or not, painted black. Credit where credit's due, at least it looks like a reasonable paint job. I mean, at least all the paint is still on there at least, and they haven't, by the looks of it, just painted over curb marks. They might have fixed them up. So, you know, although this, in my mind, is an absolute heap, the wheels, I can't knock too much. Bodywork, well, we'll just point out things as we go around, because I imagine there'll be a few. So we've got scuff on there. The jacking point cover things are just broken. Someone's probably jacked it in the wrong place. Snow on the roof, so we can't really see too much what's going on there. Missing a wheel cap. We have a Transformers sticker for some reason. And then we get round to the back, just a plethora of things to not feel that great about. On an adventure before dementia, the Cookie Monster, Beta Ein Bit, whatever that is, I don't know. I'm sure you'll all tell me that I'm missing something there. There's obviously some kind of relevance. I don't know what it is. Not only do we have the Never Been sticker, we've got a Nürburgring sticker, so both. Have they been or haven't they? They can't make up their mind. I honestly can't tell you. If they have, I don't know why. I hope for their sake they haven't been in this car. We also have, whether they've attempted to de-wiper it, #KillAllWipers, I don't know. But we've got a tow bar, and we have this wicked upswept DTM style exhaust, which surprisingly also sounds awful. Then round the other side, driven by a mad bastard. Yeah, bodywork not the great. Something just stuck in. Let's take a bit of fudge in there. Try to do some filler things there, but wheels again. Despite, oh, okay. Take it back. Thought there's a bit of mud on there, but it's not. That's just where they've had an awful silicone reaction when spraying them. So although they just look dirty, they're not. That's just, oh God, I shouldn't have done that, should I? It's just one of those cars you just wish had never come into my life, but it has, and now I must deal with it. So on we go. Roof bar flaking away. I mean, all this stuff essentially is superficial. They're not the end of the world on a car that is, what is it, 24 years old. Actually, not terrible condition. They've obviously tried to... Oh, what they sprayed? I think they probably sprayed the VW badge black. Just got overspray everywhere. Just one of those cars where everything they do, they've just done it crap. And but that said, for a 24-year-old Volkswagen Passat, I would class this as very straight. I think it's actually really good condition for the year, and considering it's, you know, a lowered rock box basically, not too bad. So let's have a look inside. We have two keys, well, at least I should say two fobs. I don't think either of them are original. One has a blade, the other does not, but neither of them work to actually operate the central locking. So it is a key in the door job, but it seems like, okay, central locking works all the way around at least. All right, let's get in. Not dead excited about this. Oh, it's grim in here. It stinks. I wish this was smell-o-vision. I'm sure there's been a lot of smoking going on here. It's just stale and, yeah, just stale smoke and just dank and grim. Anyway, let's try and get on with it so I don't spend too long in here. So, pretty much everything's broken. All the grills and everything are broken. We've got an aftermarket stereo. I was about to say with no surround, but here it is. Pioneer. Probably worth more than the car. We've got some quavers. Is that quavers? Wedged in there. Got an awful lot of hair in the back. There is some paperwork, which doesn't include the V5, I might add. Okay, so there is all sorts of paperwork in here, but quite frankly, I don't care, other than having a look, see if there's a service book. Let's have a look in there. All right, duplicate for a start. Okay, actually got a reasonable amount of VW stamps, if they're genuine. They're all Sinclair Bridge End, supposedly, so maybe VW themselves have replaced this book for them. But maybe someone's bought a stamp on eBay. I wouldn't be surprised either way, to be honest. It is on 157,534 miles, which I guess is a lot, but I guess it's not for something that's 24 years old. It's not too bad, I suppose. Very old school steering wheel. Check out this bad boy. As you'd expect, I suppose. The interior would actually be really comfortable and nice. It's got a nice sort of texture. Again, it's like this teddy bear cloth type of thing coming away from the doors there. Headlining. It's got a few nicks and things in it. It would be nice if it wasn't for the fact that I just feel like it's probably just some kind of bacterial wasteland. It's just grim in here. Let's have a look in the back and the boot. If I can open the boot, we might have to look at the boot from the inside and maybe see what they're talking about with this zip tie kind of hookup thing. Yeah, and then let's take it out for a spin. I'll probably have to get my hat 'cause it's quite cold. In fact, maybe I'll see if I can find a balaclava, because I think I'm going to want one of those for driving this. Let's have a look in the back. Oh yeah, this was, I remember now, when I first saw this, the 2 tubs of oil in the back. It never really fills you with confidence, does it? This car's in good shape and, you know, not burning oil, which would be my suspicion. I don't think the people who leave their car in this sort of state are actually that conscious about making sure they've got spare oil with them. Yes, absolutely howling. I mean, it's not the worst car I've ever seen, to be honest, but it's certainly not the best. No cup holders in your centre armrest thingy. Let's, if it will, fold this down. How do we do it? Pull it up. Oh, what have we got? Little blanket thing. Some window tint, maybe. Yeah, boot doesn't look too bad. I don't know how I'm going to figure out how to open it, because it definitely doesn't open from the outside. So we've got our lever up here, but Apparently the chap said to the other half that it just needs a zip tie type thing to open. The mechanics might have an idea, but I can't even see where in here you would attach a zip tie or whatever, the mechanism being in here, obviously. I don't know. Yeah, as I say, hard to feel enthusiastic about this one, so I'm not going to get involved with looking in there. I'm probably not going to do a follow-up video where we fix it up or whatever. I'm just going to get rid of this as fast as I can, whichever way I can, whether it be just bunging it off to auction or whatever. Maybe the other half wants to stick it on the marketplace again. God knows why, I certainly wouldn't. Let's have a look under the bonnet. Okay, so the previous owner obviously liked zip ties. Our bonnet release catch is a zip tie as well. Engine code is ADR. Some of you will know what that means. I don't, other than it's absolute dire rubbish. Yeah, there's nothing particularly nice to say about it under here. Oil cap doesn't look too bad. Let's have a look at the coolant. You can see it's expanded out at some point here because there's rusty water there and kind of a bit of something you can see on the sound deadening of the bonnet. Nothing drastically worrying looking in there. There's no signs of oil, but it is quite rusty. It's been a long time since that's been changed, I expect. Not uncommon to see, especially on an older car, but I expect the general maintenance has been lacking on this car. We have got a beer towel though. What have we got? Sharps, Cornwall. Lovely. I'll take that home. Oh yeah, she sounds good, right? And I forgot, it gets even better because what's that sound? It's not the droning exhaust, it's an absolutely knackered wheel bearing, and I think there's probably more than one. Also something the chap made the other half aware of, and I think she already made me aware of, but I obviously wasn't paying much attention. Oh yes, listen to the rasp of that DTM exhaust. God, this is a hateful thing. So I thought for a minute it was pulling to the right under braking, but I don't think it is. I think tracking and tracking arms and whatever could just be so loose on this thing that it's pulling where it wants to go at whatever time. There's quite a bow in this road, and yeah, I think as I was braking it was just dragging me off to the right. It just... So what is it actually like to drive? Well, it's like a competition between the wheel bearing and the exhaust for who can make the most noise while returning the least amount of positive performance. If I didn't already have a headache, I would definitely have one developing. The steering is vague. It decides it's going to pull and turn into ruts. It's kind of directional, as if like you had directional tyres on and loosened off all your track rods. So not good. It pulls to the left, so certainly needs tracking done. Probably all the track rods are loose. Using the 5-speed gearbox is much like steering soup. It is so slack and vague. The gears are all there though. I can't really tell if it's making any gearbox noises because I wouldn't be able to hear it over the wheel bearing drone and the exhaust droning away. The heaters and fans do work, although in a sense I wish they didn't, because I can only imagine the condition of the pollen filter in this car and how much just disgusting detritus is being recirculated back into my lungs as I'm driving along. So I'm trying to keep it an absolute minimum despite the freezing cold temperatures out here, because it just stinks in here. It's horrendous. As you can probably tell, the lowered suspension, or probably cut springs, hasn't done a great deal for handling, and it makes some pretty horrible clonking noises if you're going over anything other than a minor undulation in the road. To say I'm gutted to have swapped this for my lovely X-Type, albeit on 189,000 miles, not the tidiest thing in the world, it was incredibly comfortable to drive. It drove really well. I would have trusted it to drive me to Edinburgh. In fact, I drove to, South Wales in it, and I've lent it to friends who've driven it to London and back. No issues whatsoever. In exchange for this, it's just depressing, really. This thing's fit for the scrap heap, if you ask me. In the other half's defence, she did say I'd probably leave it. Bear in mind, I wasn't there, I was at home. And I thought, oh, well, a boot that doesn't work isn't into the world. We can get a latch off eBay or something. And, change is a good arrest. I thought, we'll try something different. Not many people wanted that Jaguar with the engine management light on. And we could have done an EGR valve and hoped that solved it, but don't ask me. There's no logic. I didn't particularly want to get round to fixing it, but I thought we'd fix the things on this. Don't ask me why, I'm an idiot. I just thought, let's change it, let's have something different, and maybe it'll be something that will sell a bit better. And there's this heap of junk, so it's not the other half's fault, it's my fault. Just one of those things, isn't it? Maybe I'm being a bit melodramatic, I don't know. A wheel bearing, perhaps put a standard exhaust back on it. The lowering springs, well, so be it. What else have we got issues with? The suspension, we could have a look at that. It could just be that it's bottoming out, and that's because it's got crap lowering springs on it, but some people aren't going to be bothered by that. And maybe we could still, sell it for 600, 700 quid, I don't know, cleaned up, give it a valet, put an aircon bomb in here or something to get rid of the stink. I don't know. I'm not feeling that positive about it, but who knows? I could be wrong. The key snaps in half when you try and take it out. Bit of glue in there or something, maybe. One good thing is there doesn't seem to be any kind of like smoky, oily residue out here, so it doesn't seem to be burning oil, so that's a good thing. That's the one good thing. Anyway, guys, just a very quick video, as I say, just to kind of share my woes of this Passat with you. If you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a like. If you're here and you haven't subscribed already, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Make sure you get updated on all the future videos. As always, if you're looking to sell your car, please do visit my website, carsbought4more.com. Put in all your information, send it off to us, and we'll see if we can get you a better quote than We Buy Any Car or Part Exchange. And if you are looking to buy a car anywhere other than Barrow Motors and you need to do a history check, check the link in my description for Car Vertical. Follow that link and you will get 10% off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.